up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know I'm back with yet another video. So I wanted to talk about what I felt like was going on with these skits that constantly are coming out and kind of like posing a false narrative against the majority of melanated women, and why it's kind of like a problem that we need to start talking about. I already know it's your girl Britney Chanel. I already kind of told y'all on my other channel, like, you know, a lot of this stuff that is being posed onto the image of melanated women is coming from a masculine perspective, and it was done to kind of further destroy and, you know, erase the image of what being a real melanated woman is. Okay, and I feel like this is being done because the enemy already got the men a long time ago, right? I think like when Charleston White was talking about it, he talked about how the gangster rap and all of that stuff had kind of got men or melanated men's image, so-called black men's image. It kind of destroyed it, right? Now, that's not to say that melanated men are all the same, because they're not. I'm just talking about from people who are looking from around the world. They're looking at the lens of what a melanated man is, and then they're seeing all of these negative images associated with them in the movies, in rap songs, and just how the entertainers run around. So now the very same thing is happening with melanated women. And you see, or just with women in general, because you've seen like the constant push of, like, I would say OF. Y'all know what that is. Only y'all know what that is. The constant push of, like, don't really be intelligent. Don't really focus on other attributes other than your looks. And then you see somebody do a skit like that Cheesecake Factory skit, where the woman was like, do you see how I look? I deserve to be at a restaurant that's not, you know, just the way the lady was acting in the skit, very ignorant. And kind of like making melanated woman kind of like that character, and also that hypersensual character that people who are not really for our people have been trying to push for some time. So they did it with the melanated man, where they pushed not being like, I don't know if y'all heard that story of the guy that was the that they forced to be a breeder during, you know, I would say servitude days. That's what we'll call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But we really didn't want to do it, but was forced to do it. You know what it was. We on YouTube, so we kind of finagling and moving around how we got to. And they made him a breeder. So did that spirit alone cause, you know, men not to really respect themselves? It's kind of like when you only view for what your body can produce, right? Because a lot of men have, which a lot of people are not paying attention to, have low self-esteem. And this is why you see all they're doing is procreating, because that comes from that. Like, contrary to what a lot of people believe, we have a whole culture with standards and how marriage is supposed to work. And these people that are, oh my gosh, like, I'm cringing at the people with their Western thought, how they're trying to define marriages from a Western perspective, and then telling people that marriage is miserable, telling people that marriage is hard, and the Most High already gave us the blueprint. Marriage is not hard. Don't be unequally yoked. Don't build your foundation on a house full of sand and think it's going to stand like a rock or a mountain. This is what a lot of these people is doing from social media. Social media is causing people to be delusional, and it's causing, like I said, these gender feuds and gender wars by design. Also with this Cheesecake Factory thing, Y'all know that men in the manosphere for a long time have been talking about some, melanated women are not cooperative. They're not friendly. They're not this. So to get on a skit, for a woman to get on a freaking skit and to try to perpetrate something that's not the average woman or what the average woman's thought process is. Now, we know that there are a lot of delusional women, because I'm of the belief, y'all, that it's delusionalness on both sides with the men and the women. And who said this very well? Y'all need to look up the psychologist Sadia Khan. She explained this beautifully, why these relationships in these modern times are not working, because of the delusionalness of social media. Like that list that the women made, like, I don't know who made that list. I don't know if a woman or somebody who was pretending to be a woman made the list, where they was like, they didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. Olive Garden, I think, was on the list. Chipotle was on the list. I'm going to put the list, if I can find the list on the screen. They didn't want to go to Applebee's. They didn't want to go to the movies. They didn't want to go to church. They didn't want to go to family gatherings. I mean, I can understand you not want to go to a man's house on the first date. I can understand you not want to do Netflix, Hulu, or any of that. I can understand you not wanting to go to their family gatherings on a first date. But some of this stuff was just, they was like Wingstop, no sports grill, none of that as a first date. And I'm like, and they were like coffee dates also. And I'm like, some of these women are extremely delusional. Now, I can understand some of these things, but somebody that does not know you, but this is to, by design, make a lot of melanated women look like they're difficult, or like they are the stereotype, like they're not cooperative. All of those things that this buddy was saying to her in the interview that the girl from the skit did with the Gentile dude. I think he was from India. All of these things, and then it's trying to slide in submissiveness, and you got to kind of do this. The narrative, and it's a lot of it is false. A lot of this mess is false, because I seen a guy, he did a video and he explained it beautifully. Talking about women is over here is not cooperative, not submissive, and that is only a certain percentage of women. But there are a lot of women that are respectable women, that they're not really falling into the modern culture. They're not trying to be online, looking like they on, that type of time with that kind of content, if you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of respectable looking women. There's a lot of educated women that have went to college. They have respectable careers. They're not out here begging a man to take care of them. And, you just have all of this bugged out you got on the man side, the bugged out manospheric content like passport bros, and we're leaving these women alone. But these same men, they'll turn around and complain about modern women in the, like Charleston White was saying, that WH culture that's now being pushed on to women and young women at that, because they're looking at how the devil works, the promotion of luxury lifestyle without doing any work. You literally have like women online like, oh, I work so hard. And I'm not saying that some influencer women don't work, but there's some of these women that all they're showing is a cup of coffee, and they're saying that they're putting in work. And so these people who are suckered into this social media lifestyle, they get caught out there because they're really not putting in the correct measures that they need, like putting a certain amount of money away for retirement, figuring out what their action plan outside of social media is going to be if in fact social media goes downhill, or figuring out how to properly set up their retirement and stuff. Because when you work a regular job, you have money pooling into different things that you're going to need when you become older. And you have to think about those things, like setting up retirement things for yourself and all of that stuff. So these people, these young women, they just look at YouTubers online like, oh, I want to do that. I want to not work a regular job. I don't want to really go to school anymore because I could just be attractive online and don't have to have anything up here to figure out how to navigate life. And this is causing the youth and women especially to flock, because they're just relying on vanity and beauty is something that is supposed to come from the inside outward. The Most High, yeah, he wants you to be beautiful from the inside out. But what happens is women rely on vanity, and that is fleeting. And then at the end of the day, because they rely so much on vanity, they have nothing to show for it in the end. These same men who are also saying that, oh, looks and all the rest of this stuff, and they, they're acting like they want these traditional women, but they keep trying to make non-wholesome women into that traditional box, and they're lying to themselves. They know that some of these women are not traditional, and I feel like it's like the psychologist Miss Khan was saying, that's unfair to make somebody who is not living a traditional lifestyle trying to fit them into the box. And I think a lot of these men in the manosphere, they have control issues. A healthy adult knows that you cannot control another human being. Like, if this person is not on the type of time that you're on and you're looking for this, then you have to walk away from that situation. There's no molding another human being into what you want them to be. If you're a woman and you want a certain type of man, then you shouldn't be wasting your time with a man that is, immature, or, caught up in clout, caught up with clicks, views, caught up with stupid stuff. It's like people have to start being realistic, and social media has them so messed up. This list, like, and I played the video on my Mocha Modesty channel where I talked about how women on social media, just in where life is right now, they have more options. So what happens is a lot of men are upset because where they wouldn't have had to do certain things before, now they're really having to compete, because a lot of women get into delusionalville due to all of these options, because they're not realizing that some of these people, they may be lying about their life. They may not really be interested. They may just really just want to, with the hookup culture from social media. But women are becoming, due to social media, a little bit narcissistic. I ain't gonna even say a lot narcissistic, because being addicted to vanity and the attention that they get from being online. Men, in turn, which they're more narcissistic men than women, they're jealous and covet the attention that women get from being on social media, because men have to come with bringing more to the table. Men have to come with, being a provider. They have to show it. They have to put their money where their mouth is. That's what I really want to say. I'm not even going to go on the long list. If you a man, you know that you have to show up to society in a way to get respect and to be honored in society. It just is the way it is. Women, they can show up being beautiful, and that's all it takes. And a lot of men have a problem with that. But then if you want a righteous man, then it gets a little complicated, and it gets a little bit more requirements from you. Those type of women are automatically going to X themselves out from men who are looking for women with substance. So it's like, when I'm looking at these stupid lists, this is like these stupid superficial lists. I feel like they were designed to make melanated women look shallow, and to kind of make it look like we're not intelligent. And it just, like I said, the Cheesecake Factory skit just frustrated me altogether, because I feel like you did a skit for somebody who you knew what this skit was about. You knew this skit was designed to feed into the narrative that some of these men in the manosphere want to portray. And I can't get with either side. I can't get with the women who are talking about, oh, I look like this and I deserve this. And, you can have your own preferences and standards, but you have to be realistic about where you are at in life and what kind of people that you can attract. And that's what I love about psychology, because Miss Khan, Sadia Khan, if y'all watch her videos, she breaks this down beautifully, that social media causes these people to overvalue themselves. Not in a way like, if you're a human being, you're valuable, right? It's not to say that people shouldn't treat you, like you're not valuable. That's not what I'm saying. But we clearly know that it's levels You know when a Honda pull up, and then you know when the Lambo pull up. Okay, you know it's levels. You know it's a starter home, and then you know it's a mansion. It's levels, and then you have intermediate in between, right? Like, so you know it's poor, then you know it's middle class, then you know it's rich. It's in the life that we live. That is reality. That doesn't mean if you are in any of those categories that you're not worthy as a person, that you should be disrespected or any of that. But it's just like, because social media has put these lies up that this is what the goal should be, this is what relationships should look like, people start to try to step out of their lane. And when you have people stepping out of their lane, this is why you have people single, or you have men that are single, women that are single. You have men wanting to, oh, I'm the head of the household, but they're not really being taught husband skills. They're not really being taught how to effectively communicate with a woman, and how to emotionally connect with a woman, or how to get somebody to like you for you, and not be out here trying to lead with your money thinking that that's the way to get a woman. Or, you know, you have men that do lead with their money, and they're good with the fact that the woman is there for the money. So you have people that live different lives, but these lists, y'all, are dumb. It just shows the superficialness. Like, a lot of women are out here getting to the bag. They're making money. I'm not looking to use a dude for a meal when it's just like, this is how you could tell the women that are really broke, right? Because the women that are really broke, they're looking for a man to have been the first time that they're going to a lot of these places, or they don't know how to act. They don't know how to dress when they're going to these places. That's the main thing that I noticed from the Cheesecake Factory skit. I'm like, ma'am, you want a man to take you to a nice place, but you're not even dressed classy to go to a nice restaurant. Like, those type of restaurants have a dress code. She was way out of dress code. Furthermore, it's just, I feel like I said, when I talked to y'all about the female rappers and how I felt like in the background was these men penning for a lot of these women, coming up with the Lil' Kim blueprint like Biggie did, and then putting these women on society and telling them that this, whatever their bugged out fantasies are, this is what men want. And then men are sitting around with the problem after they've created the problem of these sensual women that now y'all have extreme access to. Now these men are upset because it's a false sense of access to these women, because they're getting pimped by these women. But it's like, before in society, these men would have never had access to these women, and they would have never seen what these women look like and their figure and all of this stuff. But now, because they are seeing these women for free online, or they're paying whatever way they're doing it, like the psychologists are saying, this is what's causing a delusion where they thinking that they should be afforded those type of women when their looks wise are not there, their money wise is not there. Then you have the average looking women who they're looking at the type of women that are getting certain stuff, and they feel like they should be afforded that. It's just covetousness all around. Then on top of that, you had men putting out lists talking about single mothers is this, and if a woman got a large social media following, she's not wife material. I'm like, this is stupid. All while they're sitting online, all while they're having kids, because there's no single mother without a dad that has went into that woman. That's a bride thief. That's a fornicator. Because technically, once you go into a woman, you're supposed to marry that woman. You are a bride thief. So to sit up there and be a bride thief and then say, oh, single mothers are not worthy of love is crazy to me. Now, if you want to say like, okay, people should be making better choices, okay. But to try to make it seem like these people are unworthy of love, that's crazy to me. It's just so delusion sold all around. I can't, y'all.